Hello, actors, and welcome to your warm-up. Now, the first thing we're going to do is warm up our bodies before we get into class. And this is dire because as actors, our instrument is our bodies. Just as musicians have their violins and trombones and they warm those up, we too must warm up our bodies. So, to that end, the next few exercises will help us get nice and warm and hopefully hot before we start class each day. Now, I will be going through these just once, so make sure you actually go through them the correct number of times, whether that be 2 or 3, or it could be more depending on your body and if you feel that you need to warm up a little bit more. I would suggest that because we each have our own unique instruments. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to warm up our breath. And we will start by placing our hands on our stomach. This is to engage our diaphragm and to feel that. So you want to be careful when you're breathing to not breathe just from your chest. So I'll turn profile so you can see my chest. This is what you don't want to happen. You see that? However, if you look at my stomach, you want your stomach to expand like a balloon, filling with air, and then deflating to release that air to let it out. So look at my stomach now. And this is what you want to do. So we will practice doing that. First, inhaling for 4 clicks, holding for 1, exhaling for another 4 clicks. And again, make sure you keep your hands on your stomach so you can keep your diaphragm engaged. And you can snap to keep count of the clicks. Now, mind you, when you first start off, you don't want to go too slow because you'll run out of breath, okay? So let's just do that. You want to start with 4 clicks, then do 6, then work your way up to 8 if you can. So here we go. Turn to the side again. Yeah, and as you see, my clicks got a little bit off, but that's all right, because we are going at our own time as long as you practice. And make sure to practice in front of a mirror, okay? Moving on to our next warm-up exercise. All right, so next we're going to go on to our body warm-up. And for this, we will use our body, but don't worry, we're not going to be dancing, but we still need to warm up our instrument, okay? So first, you will roll the neck down to the front. You will roll the neck back. And then you will roll it around to the right, all the way, completing that a few times. Then you will roll it all the way around to the left, completing that a few times. You will breathe in. You will bring your hands together across the chest, blow it out. Now here's the tricky part. You're going to press out, keeping your shoulders down. Breathing in and blowing it out. Now you see my palm is still pressing towards each wall on the sides, yeah? Be careful not to have your shoulders up. Press them down, yeah? You're going to breathe. And then you're going to reach up. And you're going to bend all the way over to touch the floor. I'm just going to try and stay in frame here. So you want to touch the floor and you're going to hang over for about 10 seconds, yeah? As soft as you can and making sure your head is down. If you can, look through your legs or at your knees. Then you're going to roll up slowly, 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 slowly. And while you're down there, if you want, you can do a little sway as well to warm up your back and your spine. Okay, and you're going to go through that exercise again a couple times yourself until you're feeling tingles and warms, yes? And make sure you're engaging your diaphragm the entire time. Moving on to the next exercise. Okay, so this next exercise is called small face, big face. And again, as actors, part of our instrument is our face because our emotions, that's what tells the story through our face, through the emotions in our face that we share. Now, oftentimes we especially beginning actors, forget to pay attention to their face. So when they're saying their monologues or they're doing their lines and everything, they're like, well, I was real loud and everything, but the emotion wasn't coming through. So to that end, we will do small face, big face. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to crunch up your face really, really small, like you've tasted something sour and you just don't understand and you're upset about it, yeah? You're going to hold this face for 10 seconds. 10 seconds, yeah? Then the next one, you're going to go really big, really wide, as big as you can make your face, excited, yeah? And you're going to hold that for 10 seconds. I know I just jumped right into it, but I was ready. I don't know if you're ready. I'm excited. So that's small face, big face. You can also play around with that and add other emotions into it if you want to go deeper in depth in that. And make sure you always practice in front of a mirror. If you're not convincing yourself, you're not going to convince the audience. Next exercise. So there are many exercises that can get us warmed up as actors and our instruments in tune for the day's practice. But the next exercise, tongue twisters, is one of my favorite to do because it challenges me to be a better speaker, to speak clearer and make sure the audience and whoever I'm sharing my art with can understand what I'm saying. So there are a few tongue twisters that I have placed down on the warm-up list, but feel free to add your own or do your own tongue twisters as long as you're practicing them for at least 3 minutes would suffice, or just run through them 4 or 5 times. Now, the goal is to start slow, to speak clear, enunciate each syllable and consonant. That will help you, actually. Also, to practice this with different tones. You can practice different tones. You can practice saying it up here, or you can practice saying it down here, because again, we're warming up our voice and especially our diction. So one of my favorites, it's Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. And until this day, well, I shouldn't say this day, but until I researched, I always thought that Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers, P-A-C-K, but it's actually a peck, P-E-C-K, which is a measurement of fruit and or vegetables. The more you know. So here we go. Start off slow. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked?